Once upon a time, in a land of green rice fields, misty mountains, and ancient banyan trees, wisdom was often hidden in the smallest of creatures, and courage came from the most unexpected hearts. These are the tales passed down through generations of clever farmers, proud tigers, loyal buffaloes, and spirits who walk between worlds. Welcome to Once Upon a Time in Vietnamese. Let the story begin. Wisdom is Mine, a Vietnamese folktale long ago. In a quiet green valley, a farmer worked his rice field every single day. Beside him walked his old water buffalo, pulling the wooden plough through the soft, muddy earth. The sun was warm, the sky was clear, and the work was slow and steady, the way it had always been. One afternoon, a big tiger came padding out from the edge of the forest. He was strong, proud, and used to being the fiercest creature for miles around. From behind the tall grass, he stopped and stared. There, in the open field, the buffalo, twice the farmer's size, with thick muscles and sharp horns, was calmly following every command the small man gave him. The tiger could not understand it. Why, he wondered, does a creature so much bigger than that little man still obey him so easily? When the farmer stepped away to rest in the shade, the tiger crept closer and asked the buffalo directly, "Friend buffalo, you are strong enough to toss that man across the field with one shake of your head. Why do you let him guide you like this?" The buffalo let out a slow breath and said, "Ah, tiger, it isn't about strength. That man has something called wisdom. It is small, but it is more powerful than any horn or claw. I have felt it, and believe me, you do not want to test it." The tiger's eyes lit up with curiosity. He had never heard of such a thing. Strength, speed, sharp teeth, these he understood. But wisdom, he had to see it for himself. So the tiger walked right up to the farmer, who was sitting quietly by the field's edge, and said, "Old man, I hear you carry something called wisdom. Show it to me." The farmer looked the huge tiger up and down, and thought quickly. He knew he could not fight such a creature with his bare hands, but perhaps he could outthink him instead. "Ah, wisdom," the farmer said, scratching his chin. "That's a fine thing to ask for. Trouble is, I left it at home today. If you like, I can go fetch it for you." The tiger, eager and impatient, agreed at once. But just as the farmer turned to leave, he paused, as if a worry had crossed his mind. "Wait," the farmer said. "If I leave you here alone with my buffalo, how do I know you won't eat him while I'm gone?" The tiger tilted his head, unsure how to answer. "Tell you what," the farmer went on, "to put my mind at ease, why don't you let me tie you to this tree, just until I return? Then I'll know my buffalo is safe, and I can bring you my wisdom without worry." It seemed like a small and harmless request. The tiger, confident in his own strength and certain he could break free from any rope whenever he pleased, agreed. The farmer took a length of rope and wound it around the tiger again and again, tying him firmly to the trunk of the old tree. Then, instead of the walking home, the farmer gathered dry straw from the field and piled it all around the tiger's feet. He struck a flame and set the straw alight. "You wanted to see my wisdom?" the farmer called out as the fire crackled to life. "Here it is. This is wisdom, the kind that keeps a small man safe from a strong beast." The tiger roared and thrashed against the ropes, twisting and pulling with all his might. As the heat rose around him, he had never felt so foolish or so afraid. Over by the grass, the old buffalo watched the whole scene unfold, and he could not help himself. He began to laugh, rolling onto his side with delight. He laughed so hard that he stumbled, and his upper jaw struck a large stone lying in the field. From that day on, every water buffalo that has ever lived was born without upper front teeth, a small reminder of that laugh long ago. At last, the ropes binding the tiger burned through, and he tore free, dashing straight into the forest without daring to look back. He ran until he reached a cool stream, where he dropped down to soothe his scorched fur in the water. When he looked at his reflection, he gasped. His once smooth golden coat was now marked with long dark stripes, burned into his fur forever, and that is why, to this very day, every tiger carries those same dark stripes across its body, a lasting reminder that even the strongest creature in the forest once learned, the hard way, that wisdom can outmatch strength. The end.